This is the Wilt Chamberlain of bands and the Wilt
Ooh,
Chamberlain of albums of all time. When someone asks me what my favorite album is, I do not include this because I do not include when people ask me who's the greatest basketball player of all time. I don't include Wilt Chamberlain because he's so far ahead of everyone else that his statistics shouldn't be taken into uh, comparison to anyone else. So I will go with Led Zeppelin II, which I own an original print of.
oh,
It's
nice.
it's the only album outside of shit I buy at the swap meet in Cyprus that I can honestly say I own an original print of that I paid for.
Yeah,
But to me, it's the greatest album ever made,
nice.
and I obviously what can I say about Led Zeppelin and the album? I could listen to that over and over again, and on vinyl, nonstop. So
Nice.
And
Nice.
Bonham was one of my part of what gave me the drum thing. There's a thing that he does that double bass thing. I'm doing it right now. I'm
yes,
just sliding my foot forward, being able to do it. But Bonham had this thing that I when I first heard them back in the '70s, as my brother, of course. I was like, what is that? What is he doing there? How is he doing that? And somehow I was like, I just messed around because when I was a kid playing drums, we didn't have double bass drum. I mean, there were double bass drum drummers like Cozy Powell, a couple others. You go back to Louis Bellson back in the jazz days, but it's like he didn't have double bass, and I was like, how's he doing that? And somehow I figured out how to do it. It was just something with the slide of a foot where I can just make that mallet do this.
Okay.
And yeah, that definitely
it was
that
incredible.
album right there
Yeah.
was that album right there was definitely part of what led me to start playing drums too.
I'll tell you an
Nice.
interesting story about Zeppelin for me. Of course, I knew who they were when I was younger, and but I was never really into them. And then Scott and I have a mutual friend who
Mhm.
Stephen you met as well, Pete Papa Georges, who started taking me to a place called Di Piazza's to see these guys who got together and did Zeppelin songs. Um,
Yeah.
and at that time in my life, I had a much better appreciation for music. Obviously, again, not to the scope that you guys have being musicians, but I'm glad I didn't get really introduced to them until later on in life because I don't think had I been a Zeppelin fan when I was 16, I would have appreciated it the same way that I do now. And getting to
Yeah.
watch guys who were incredible musicians replicate it to the level that they did made all the difference in the world for me. And so that's, kind of just an interesting sidebar to that. And one of the members I see multiple times with Scott on a Christmas show. So yeah, that was my big like kind of intro into deeper Zeppelin stuff than I was familiar with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Definitely.